So let's go. So I'm
Okay.
here speaking directly from Cardiff, the capital of Wales, in the UK. I used to live in Plymouth, where southwest, I believe, when I have done my master's in game design. And then Luciano just called me to talk about my project because since I was in Fortaleza, I have done many projects involving drag queens and the LGBT community and have done some games about it. So now I'm presenting to you in this Pride Month. So let me just share my screen. I can speak fast if someone cannot understand me or would like me to repeat, just say it, okay? It's not a big deal for me. Sharing is not turned on. You can request to sharing
Oh,
for this
okay,
meeting.
okay. Sorry, because as you disconnected,
Yeah, have to do again, right?
you didn't get the permission anymore. Now you're co-host. Okay,
Okay,
now you
okay.
there you go. My bad. Sorry.
That's all right. And done. Sharing the screen. Yay! So we're gonna talk about, yes, queens. That will be fun. The LGBTQ community represented on video games across the world. And one of the things that I would like to tell you is we're gonna talk about the games that we have on stores. Because we have, of course, LGBTQ games, not only digital games, but also we have board games, card games, but usually they are like amateur. They are not professionals. They are not in the real stores. So when I have done my research, I have concentrated my attention to the main stores, the video game stores, like App Store, Play Store, Steam, Epic, and all these kind of things, because it's the type of the games who goes all around everyone who play video games in general. So let's talk about me. Who's that girl? Here we have this picture of me, and I think it's very funny because I have it was on my graduation, my game design in FB Uni in Fortaleza, graduation there in digital games. And I was like, I remember that I would like to do a very big impersonation because I, come on, we had digital games and was a lot of boys and guys. And I was like, there is no possible. I'm the only gay here. There is no possibility. No, it's not possible. So I have painted my face and I have done everything that I could to be always in focus in the cameras in the event, but as a way to spread the message that hey, I'm here. You can be gay. You can be like in this very mainly course, very main-ish course, but you can still be gay. Don't worry, that's all right. And it was quite nice. So first here, I'm changing my career from marketing to games. I have worked around 14 years with fashion industry, mainly with lingerie, and I have done plenty of campaigns with very good celebrities like Paula Oliveira, Vanessa Camargo, Marília Mendonça, and Flávia Alessandra. They are all actors and singers in Brazil, and we have some others too. And then I was feeling that I was missing something in my life, because I always liked the video game, not only to play video games itself, because it's quite nice for me as well, but also because I would like to build games, because I always have been a very creative person. And when I was with my friends at the bar, at the pubs, at home, I was always make some sort of games, even though those drink games. So, because of that, I have decided to change careers after a while, but I didn't done it just like this. First of all, have graduation at the University of Ceará, the Federal University of Ceará in social communication. Then I have done an MBA in project management because I was like, okay, I'm doing marketing. It's a lot of little projects, so I can use this MBA for the marketing, but also to build video games if in the future I really decided to change my career. And then I have gone for the FEB Uni, our university center here, not here, in Fortaleza, Ceará, Brazil. And then I have done digital games there. And after a while, I was searching something to do because I always wanted to come here to the Europe to have the experience of come to here, who does in Brazil, right? So I came to here. I have researched a lot of universities. I remember I have applied to 28 universities and I was able to enter 23. Then I have chosen that one specific because it's very, very similar to Fortaleza, my city. It's a coastal city. And also, when I have arrived there, I have discovered that Plymouth, the city itself, it's very problematic for us as colonized people because it was from there that all the ships, the colonization ships, went through the world to conquer in England. So that's so true. They have a very big industry, ship industry, and the navy is there as well. So it's a very important city. But I might say it's very nice as well. And the dream was created. What I would like to say with that? In my university, my time at the university, I was always trying to do something with games. I remember my first undergrad at the UFC. I have done a monography about how the fear it's passed on through the graphic design in the horror games. So I was analyzing Resident Evil game, the remaster for GameCube, and I was analyzing all the colors, all the shapes, and all the level designs because I would like to understand why people, like not only they play it, but many people just by the cover or just by seeing some pictures of the game, they start to say, no, no, I'm not gonna play it because I'm kind of fearing that. So I have done a whole study about it. When I have done my MBA, I have done my final project, like connecting the project management with the game production. Nowadays, it seems very obvious, but I remember the time in Brazil, it was not because I saw some people. I have contact with people, at least in Ceará. I have talked with some people at the time, and they kind of don't know what to do. They kind of don't know where to go. They have amazing ideas, but they didn't know how to make the ideas come through and so come true. And so I have done my project, my final project, connecting the two worlds. And then at the FBA Uni, when I have done my course in digital games, I have done the game Drag On, and it was a very, very game changer for my life because it was there that I have realized that I would like uh, to work with the minorities, to work with like with the LGBT people or with our Brazilian folklore or with black people, the stories itself, not only having characters, but working the stories and the theme and the whole game with that background. And it has developed here in Plymouth when I have done the card game, Natural Honey, that I hope you can see and you can support later. Here is the Dragon game. I think it's very nice because I remember it was very funny. I remember I have arrived in the class, the game design class, the lecture actually, and then the professor said, "Everyone has done your project to present today," and I was like, "Yeah," but I haven't done absolutely nothing. And then when he started to say, "Let's go," how are we going to do it? Because my name is Thiago, I said, "Let's go in alphabetical order because I have time to create something." And I remember that at the time I was like, "Oh my God, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do?" And I remember the time that I was very quite um, enthusiastic about RPGs and RuPaul's Drag Race. It was at the beginning of the RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't remember if it was second season or third season. And then I said, okay, let's connect them because let's do a game, but instead of you change your helmet, your sword, your armor, you're gonna change your wigs, your clothes, your accessories, and you have to build like some sort of RPG, and you are in this path to fight against toxic masculinity and spread love all around. And I remember the beginning, the game was the Battle Fantasy Star Unicorn because I don't know why at the moment I thought very big names for games. It was kind of cool. And then I remember that my professor, my lecturer, he said, Bruno Saraiva, he said, "Hey, it's a very nice idea. We have this public contest in Fortaleza. You should apply for it." And I remember that I have changed the name because according to the public contest texts, they gonna have the rights with my games and the name for almost 5 years. And I was like, no, I'm gonna create something different because I would like to use the Battle Fantasy Star Unicorn. I would like to use that name. But turns out it went to drag on and I like it very much. and it remained like that. We couldn't finish the demo because I have done some initiation, um, how can I say it, in the beginning level. So I have just a few amount of money to create the demo of the game. So we couldn't finish because when we were doing that, the pandemic started. Everyone got very not cool, right? Including me. So I couldn't finish it, and the project was kind of I have let it go because we couldn't do nothing. Everybody was extremely with a lot of anxiety. So yeah, I just dropped it. But I have done a lot of things. We have like some sort of beta game. We couldn't go for alpha game. The beta we call in games when you have a very, very, very early project, just to have an idea. We couldn't go further. But it was quite nice because the project at the time, they got a lot of attention, including from Vogue Brazil. I remember at the time we have these cover magazines with Pablo Vittar and, oh my God, the other one, I forgot the name. I know her. The other drag queen in Brazil, got a groove. And then I have done my own cover of Vogue magazine. But not me, because I'm not an artist. I'm a game designer, but I have an artist with me, and we have agreed, and he has done the art for us. And so we posted on Twitter, and the Vogue Brazil has reposted on Twitter. And I think it was very nice. Like, it was very cool. I'm proud of it. But continue, and we enter our subject about representation games. We don't have games that goes with the LGBTQ theme. Sometimes we only have some sort of characters. It's very rarely a main character. Usually it's a secondary character, and they are some sort of a lesbian or gay, and usually they die at the end. Because the only possibility for gay people is to die at the end. Is that so? I don't know how many of you here are from the community, but we have like this some sort of line to say, oh, we want more gays who committed crimes, who go bad, who steal, because we have done with people just suffering. It sucks. So it's basically the games. And also we have here The Last of Us 2, when you have the two lesbian characters. I believe one of them is the main character. And I remember at the time it was a big deal. Everybody was very upset about it. And at the back we have two guys. It's Mass Effect 3. If I'm not mistaken, it's a secondary character and he dies after that scene, that sex scene. But I have noticed that many games, we just have a few games, but all of these games usually they goes with the common sense what the society expect you to be as gay. So we have this picture here, the Moscow March. It belongs to Nintendo Wii game. It's very fun actually, but it's like how gays are, all muscular, all silly, all only want to party, and okay, we are like that, but we are not only that. Né? Né. And so at the back, down there, we have a RuPaul's Drag Race, Dragopolis, which basically just to change your clothes and be pretty. So it goes for what I call like just the girly games. It's just like reducing the gays to be very feminine and to be very silly and innocent. It's just about makeup and clothes and be pretty, very silly. It's fun, but it's very silly. And besides that, all if we have like or we have characters from the community who dies, or we have the very common sense games, or we have these very silly games, or we have the dating apps slash sexual apps games that's only about being hot and try to find a boyfriend for you, stuff like that. So we don't have like what I call a serious game, or what I call like a game that is just a game, a good game that by how can I say that the background is about LGBTQ community. For example, we have the God of War, and God of War is an amazing game. A lot of people knows it, and through God of War, you start to know more about the Greek culture, the Nordic and Celtic culture. It's kind of secondary, this kind of knowledge. And that is what I would like to do. I would like to create a game that is a good game and it's about the LGBT community, but it's not the main thing, if it doesn't make any sense. So far, so good? Okie dokie.
He's doing great, man.
Thank you. But wait a minute. Where are they? Where are all these? these games? Where are everything? Where those games are? And then continue here, when I was doing my master at the final project, I went for a card game because I remember when I have done a previous university of digital games, my professor said, if you want to be a good game designer, you have to know how to build a analog game, like a tabletop game, a card game, because that's the only way to test your abilities, because this kind of games, or they are good or they are not. You don't have sound, you don't have graphics, you don't have animations to kind of take out the attention of the players to that specific things, and then you have a shit game. It doesn't happen. Or your game is good or it's not. So everyone was going for digital things, and for me, it's okay because when you go for digital things, it's just a tool. It's not about your abilities or your skills. You just learn how to use that software. You just learn how to do that kind of thing. Everyone can learn it, but if you want to show your talent, it's kind of different. And at the time when I was doing some research about card games or tabletop games of drag queens, we basically don't have it. Like we just have the same thing about silly stuff, girly stuff, like being pretty, makeup, all this kind of stuff. A lot of stuff, right? And or with drag queen personalities, which basically means, oh, you have a memory, not memory card, a memory game, like when you have to match the two things, or you have, for example, some characteristics and you have to guess what famous drag queens that are, but you don't have like a proper game engaging that people goes beyond and play and have fun. They are quite light, basically, and silly. And then a star is born. This one is very fun. I like this picture because one of the things that I would like to do at the time was use AI to build my characters because I would like to use it as a tool for creation. Besides all the things beyond using AI and face the artists. And that was what we have at the time. And it seems nice, but you see a lot of things that are not correctly. And nowadays, like 1 year later, it's completely different. We have videos made by AI, right? And it's very, very nice. And so we have the Geishas Drag Queens. I would like to do a game, a tabletop game, and the scenario was the Tado area. I don't remember. Was like a very old Japan, and you just go across and collect tokens and fight against enemies and have to conquer the geisha, drag queen geisha about it. And my professor at the time, he was oriented me, and he said, it was good, but he was very concerned because I was not Japanese and there is no Japanese people on my team, in my team, so it can be tricky, cultural appropriation. He would like me to do something about the favelas. I'd say, I don't want to go to favelas. Like, it would be nice, but it's not what I'm feeling right now. Why? Because Brazil is favela? You are, and one thing, he's Brazilian as well. And he was like, no, let's do something about the favelas, is things like that. I was like, no, no, let me think about. And also, he said he was not feeling the core of the game, like the heart of the game, because every game will have the main mechanic where all the game goes around it. He was not feeling it. There was a lot of things. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try to refine it and see how it goes. And so, because of that, I started to work on the card games with that game because I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the card games inside that tabletop game my main core. So when I started to work on it, the game that I have now has just started. Here we have some screens about the Natu Honey, some prototypes that I was drafting on the paper. I have been always a paper person. I like to create my ideas on paper, and then when it's finished, I put on computer. So I was presenting, and when I was refining the previous game, I have created a whole new game, and I said, that's it. That's the game. And it was quite interesting and stressful because we have 6 months to produce the game, not on the game itself, but the business plan to test, to do the whole journey about some sort of development blog. And I have changed my entire games after 3 months. And my professor was like, "Are you be able to deliver it?" Because It's a lot. You are by yourself. You are creating the mechanics, you are creating the art, you are printing, you are creating the prototype, you have the business plans, you have the social media. Are you able to do it? And I was like, yeah, yeah. Turns out I basically couldn't do it. I I was almost dead by the time. I was like waking up at 5 a.m. and going sleep around 1 a.m. to try to deliver it. But it was a very nice process. And continuing, we have here my presentation. We have here me, my professor. This guy here is a Brazilian one, my professor. These go in green. They are one of the main person in Plymouth who helped the government about business plan. So she was helping me, tutoring me about my business plan. And at the right, we have some game tests. And I might say, I was very surprised because turns out the game is quite good. And I was like, okay, I was not expecting be bad, but be that good? I was not expecting. And my friends, they were like testing the game with the prototype and playing again, 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 and call me to play the game. I say, hey, bring your game here. Let's play your game. And it was a very nice surprise. And now we have that game, a drag queen card game. Mother, I have arrived, so it is born. And one of the things when I create this game, it's supposed to be extremely dynamic, fun, completely chaotic, and it's supposed to be family friendly because everyone thinks the community, the LGBTQ community, is all about party, drugs, and sex, the common sense. And we know I'm way more than that, way more than that. So I have done a whole game where you don't have sexual jokes, you don't have insinuations. It's just a very good card game. And at the down there, you see 7 cards. Is all the cards you have to get together to form your drag, to mount your drag. And when you do it, you stop the game, and we have 2 modalities. The first one, the first person drag wins the game, and the second one is with points with his score because the cards they have some sort of types or sort of types. So when you combine those kind of types, you make more points. So what happens sometimes we have had it so many times when people are playing, they were stopping the game because the game stops when you are the first person to be totally in drag. But when we will make the score, people who has only 3 or 4 pieces of drag won because they match, and the person who has done the game completely lost because almost nothing match. And one of the things that happened with this game as well, I have noticed 3 types of person play this game. The first person, the very competitive person, they do everything to win. It becomes crazy. The second type of person, because we have some action cards, né? People who only likes to play the chaos, they say, fuck the game. I want to play the chaos. I want to see everybody crying, and they can do it because you can make the people lost their cards, lost their turn. You can steal things. You can have your things stolen. You can lose your time to play. It's a lot of rules like that, and it becomes very, very, very family friendly. And now we have the Not Today Honey. Here we have me, Sweet Cherry, the drag queen. I don't know if I can show. I'll try to show after about the game. And that's the cards. That's some post of social media that we are doing. And continuing, continuing, we have the social medias if you guys would like to follow. I'm trying to release this game in Brazil, okay? I'm just in the phase of creating a community, so I'm trying to improve my Instagram, my TikTok, my Discord group. So we have a lot of people, and I'm intending in August release the crowdfunding to finance the game and release it in Brazil. And one of the things that I would like to say after all this presentation, and I hope it's not has been overwhelming to everyone, is just because we didn't have many games about us, we didn't have many positive things about it in games. Besides, we are being one of the biggest public in video games. A lot of gay guys and lesbians and people in the community like video games, like board games, and a lot of them would like to see their representation, their stories there, the characters who are like them, and we do not have it. So when I'm creating this game, the first one and the second one is about being representative, is about being positive, is about showing that not only we are working on it, but we are consuming it. So we should have something to us. Like for example, when here in Brazil, not here in Brazil, there in Brazil, everyone plays a lot of video game, and the companies were not making games in Portuguese. So now, because of the pressure, they started to do games in Portuguese, not only the subtitle, but the audio as well, the menus as well, because of the pressure. So that's what I would like to do. And I believe that's it. Oh, was I too fast?
It was fine, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was really cool. We kind of got to a general view, in all of these things that sometimes we see, but even us in the community, we don't really pay attention to that, to these stereotypes that they keep
Yes.
reproducing. And just like Felipe said in here, we want more gay trambiqueira because it's like people like in different aspects of the stories, not only in the suffering position, not only in this that is going to die and etc., but playing important roles, not only as
Yes.
a hero, but also as a villain, and the complexity of the human being, because being in one of those letters do not define us as people, but it's it's
Yeah.
it's rather a part of us as well, so it's interesting to have all that. So I believe, do you have any questions, guys? Any comments that you want to share
Yeah,
with
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
go ahead.